The iPhone 13 Pro is oddly special. Apple has done a lot of good things with this phone where it actually matters. And I've owned this phone now for about 7 to 8 months, and my conclusion up front is that if you are urgently looking to buy a smartphone right now, Apple makes it really hard to look anywhere else but at this phone right here. When you hold this phone in your hand, it feels like jewelry. It has a nice weight, the stainless steel casing is fantastic, and the space gray finish is inspiring to look at. I rock a leather case from Apple on my iPhone, and I really wish I didn't need to. This phone looks and feels so good in the hand that it's a shame it needs to be covered all the time. As for the display, Apple took a really big step forward here. First, we get a noticeably brighter OLED display that makes this phone even easier to look at in broad daylight. Second, and more importantly in my opinion, Apple finally introduced the ProMotion 120Hz adaptive refresh rate display. Therefore, the phone will noticeably feel smoother when navigating iOS and using different apps. And from my testing, it's worked so well over the last 7 months that anytime I switch back to a 60 Hz panel, such as my iPad Air or even my iPad mini, I notice a difference. It just feels slower and more clunky now to use a 60 Hz panel from Apple, which is kind of surprising because that panel a year ago felt fine to me. But to still stay on the topic of the iPhone's display, it is an adaptive refresh rate display. So that does mean that it won't always be clocking 120 Hz with whatever you're doing. It will clock down to save battery life when you're doing something that doesn't require 120 Hz. So that's leaving your phone on idle or even watching a 24 frame per second video. It's gonna play that video at 24 Hz. And if you listened carefully, I did say the adaptive refresh rate does save on battery. And the iPhone 13 Pro has a tremendous battery built into the device. I never have to worry about battery life on my phone. I literally just wake up, my phone is going to be fully charged, and I go about my day not even worrying about battery life. And by the time I get home, there's still plenty of juice left to take me through to the night and sometimes even to day 2 without charging this phone. And for the people that are into statistics and wanted to know, my iPhone does regularly get 7+ hours of screen on time, no problems at all. This is truly a battery champ and probably one of the best batteries you'll get in any smartphone today. And to continue that topic of battery just a little bit longer, it's no secret that iPhones don't come with power bricks anymore. However, today's video sponsor, Bezos, has us covered. They sent over their brand new 30-watt quick charger, which comes in a black and a white finish. It features one USB-C port and an additional USB port to charge a second device. They are easy to carry around due to their small size, and it's rated to charge an iPhone 13 Pro to 50% in about 30 minutes. The charger also helps protect your iPhone battery by only fast charging on the iPhone is at low battery power and then slowly reducing the wattage of charge once your phone is getting close to 100%. If you guys are interested in checking out their chargers, I will leave a link at the top of the description down below for you guys to check it out. Again, thank you Bezos for sponsoring today's video. As for the cameras, it should be no surprise that the iPhone takes some of the best photos and videos today. They're always so consistently good that I never have a moment where I think, wow, the iPhone messed up bad here. As you can see from the variety of photos I've been displaying on screen, it nailed a decent shot every time. Apple did bring forward some brand new features to their camera system, one being the new photographic styles, where you're actually able to select your preferred tone and warmth setting for the photos you take for your phone. And you can also now take extremely close-up macro photography images if that's your thing. If I'm being honest with you, when I did buy the iPhone, I was very excited about those two features, but 7-8 months later, I didn't really make much use of them. They didn't really have a real world application for the kind of life that I was living, the kind of photos that I was taking. And I think that might apply to a lot of you guys watching this video. So I just want to say, definitely don't buy this iPhone for those features alone. Like they're not gonna make or break your experience. As for video, it's almost a no contest for the iPhone. It's arguably the best phone out today. If you are looking to shoot many videos on a smartphone, they look crisp, clean, and usable for professional work and social media. Apple did introduce a new cinematic mode where you can shoot with the shallow depth of field and automatically change focus between subjects. It works pretty well from my testing, and I think this is the best implementation of portrait video we've seen thus far on a phone. The only real catch here is that cinematic mode on the iPhone is only shot in 1080p, so it's not going to be available in 4K. I'm really hoping the next iPhone can do that feature in 4K because that'd be pretty cool. As for raw performance, Apple arguably has the most powerful phone today thanks to the A15 Bionic chip. So with all of this power, how does that translate in the real world with this phone? Well, apps load quickly and run very smooth on this phone. And if you're a gamer, you'll have a great experience playing games thanks to the 5-core GPU built into the phone, and your capacity to multitask between apps has never been faster before in an iPhone. And another point I want to add here is that if you are in the market to buy a brand new phone and you want this phone to be the phone that you'll have for the next 3 to 5 years, I genuinely believe the iPhone 13 Pro is going to be your #1 contender for that. The A15 Bionic is a league of its own. It's way ahead of its time in terms of power, and it's almost too much power for the average person. And when you combine that with the fact that Apple does a really good job of providing software updates for many, many years after iPhones are released, I don't think you can go wrong with buying a 13 Pro if you're planning to buy this phone and keep it for a long time. So overall, what do I think of the iPhone 13 Pro since its release? So if it's not obvious already, I think the iPhone 13 Pro is the best phone I've ever used in my life up until this point. It has a gorgeous OLED display with 120 Hz. It has the best battery life I've ever tested before on a phone. It has the power to allow me to do anything I want on an iPhone, and the cameras are consistently reliable. You can't really ask for more here. The iPhone 13 Pro really delivers on what matters in a smartphone. It almost makes me question, are iPhones getting too good? I wonder coming into 2022 if the iPhone 14 Pro, which will be coming out later this year, will be able to do enough to build upon the almost perfect phone that I have in my hand. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're brand new to my channel, and comment down below what iPhone you have or what Android phone you have. I'm very curious to know what you're rocking. But anyways, I will catch all of you guys in the next video. Peace.